In August, the United States Adaptive Golf Alliance held the second annual World Adaptive Golf Tournament at the Fortress Golf Club in Frankenmuth, Michigan. Tournament director Tracy Raymond contacted the head professional at the Fortress, Kyle Martin, nearly 4 years ago with the goal of bringing this international event to Frankenmuth, and it finally came to fruition. Nearly 100 golfers from countries around the world, including Korea, Japan, New Zealand, and Australia, as well as Canada and South America, traveled to Michigan to compete in this unique golf event. E.Q. Sylvester, the national director of the USAGA, wants to see adaptive golf included in the 2020 Paralympics in Japan. In this interview, he tells us how adaptive golf got started in this country and his dream of helping even more disabled individuals enjoy the great game of golf. Welcome to another episode of Back Nine Report TV. We are here in Frankenmuth, Michigan at the Fortress Golf Club, and we're talking with E.Q. Sylvester.
Hi, I'm the chairman of the United States Adaptive Golf Alliance, and I'm very pleased to be hosting the second World Disabled Golf Championship here in Frankenmuth. We have 100 players coming from 8 countries as far as Japan, Korea, New Zealand, Australia, obviously Canada, South America, Colombia. It's just a wonderful display of golf that we've ever seen. These golfers are very good. They'll shoot, some of them break par. The last World Championship, the winner was Chad Pfeiffer, who lost his left leg in Iraq, and he shot from the blues over 3 days, 5 under par.
Yeah, that's pretty good shooting. We just were out on the course watching some of the players, and you have gentlemen or ladies that are physically challenged in pretty much every way. With prosthetic legs, or maybe don't have use of an arm, or all kinds of different maladies. Jimmy Dowsett is here that suffers with MS.
That's right. And we have cerebral palsy. There are 10 classifications. We classify the players based on their disability. So we level the playing field and put them in the classification which they're all the same. So they're competing against themselves in the National Amputee Golf Association. But in the world, you're playing by yourself. So we'll have a cerebral palsy play with a one-legged individual or one-armed individual because it's based on how good they are and how low they shoot. And no matter what the condition of the golf course is, they're out there trying to win, and very serious. This is very serious golf.
Now, you've held these before. You said, I think this is the second one of the national. How did you end up here in Frankenmuth at the Fortress?
Tracy Raymond is running and been in charge of the National Amputee Golf Association. And he said, EQ, this is where we should have this tournament. So he lined it up. Kyle is a head pro here, and he's a very much wanting to have this type of tournament here. So we were pleased to be able to come, and we're just honored that he's been able to help us as much as he has. It's just been a delight.
I know one of the functions of this is you are trying to work with the Olympics, with the Paralympics, to maybe get, since golf is now in the regular Olympics, you're trying to get para-golf into the Paralympics. Is that correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've been working for a number of years with the International Golf Federation and with the International Paralympic Committee to get golf recognized as a Paralympic sport. And of course, one of the exciting aspects was that they recognized golf in the first time in 100 years in Brazil. And so that opened the gates for us, and they will be making a decision in January of whether to recognize golf as a Paralympic sport. In September, they'll be choosing what sports will be in the final decision. So we're very optimistic. We have a lot of support here in the United States, and the world is really ready for this game.
Also, I understand that the someone from the USGA visited out here this week and is looking at what you're doing. And USGA may become involved with the United States Adaptive Golf Association as well.
That's correct. They're planning, well, Beth Major, who is the Director of Community Outreach of the USGA, who's been with them since 2000, is a very well-respected individual in that organization. She and I had a long talk yesterday, and they're hoping to hold a national championship for the disabled in 2021, which would be a wonderful move for someone of that stature to support the disabled golfers. We're honored by that, and of course they're pushing as much as we are to get disabled golf accepted by the Paralympic Committee. So we're all working together.
One more question, EQ. How did you happen to get started with this? How did you come up with this idea? How did this whole thing get rolling?
Well, before I became a triple amputee, I was a passionate golfer. I was an international businessman. And then when I left the Rehabilitation Institute, as a triple amputee, I said, what can I do now with my body? Well, I was fortunate to be able to swim, even without any fingers or hands. I was able to ride a horse, and I didn't fall off, which was great. But when it came to golf, I couldn't hit the ball out of my shadow. And I said, oh, what am I going to do now? Well, I found out that there are 20 million disabled in this country that want to play golf, but they don't because of two constraints. One, they don't know where to get professional help. And the second constraint is when they went to a golf course, they were not always welcomed, and in some cases turned away. So I said, okay, I have a new mission in life. I am going to bring the disabled into the game of golf, and that's what I've been doing for 6 years. Freedom Golf Association will bring 5,000, the game of golf to 5,000 in Illinois alone this year, and the United States Adaptive Golf Alliance with its 31 organizations will bring golf to over 18,000, of which 26% are combat wounded veterans.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Those are great numbers. I know we work closely also with Rich O'Brien. PGA Hope has become such a big program through the PGA, giving guys a lot of hope and some activity and get out on the golf course and beat around a little bit. And we really applaud what you're doing here. This looks like a fantastic event to us. We shot some video out on the course today and watched some of the guys play, and really applaud your effort and wish you all the best.
Well, thank you. It's a very warm, heartwarming experience, and I really thank you for coming and interviewing us and taking pictures. It's a great pleasure.
Thank you so much.
An event of this nature couldn't be held without the efforts of many people. The head professional at the Fortress, Kyle Martin, is very happy to be able to bring this tournament to Frankenmuth. He was impressed with the golfing acumen of many of the players and looks to continue bringing the tournament back to Frankenmuth in the future.
We are here at the Fortress in Frankenmuth, Michigan, and we're talking to the head pro, Kyle Martin. We're here for the National Adaptive Golf Association National Championship. Kyle, welcome to Backdown Report TV.
Thank you so much for coming. It's a great event. We look forward to finishing the final round tomorrow and then having our Ryder Cup event on Friday.
Yeah, tell me a little bit how this event got to come here. How did you get involved with the National Adaptive Tournament?
So our contact and our player host is Tracy Raymond, and Tracy approached us almost 4 years ago about hosting the event at the Fortress, and it's been a long process to get everything planned, but it's nice to see everything come to fruition and run a successful event.
How long have you been here at the Fortress?
This is my 4th season, so just about right when I started is when Tracy contacted me. We've known each other a long time, so it's nice to take that relationship and host a large event.
Looks like you've got about 100 guys here from all over the world.
Yeah, we have over 10 countries, and it's nice to get everybody into Frankenmuth. They get the whole Frankenmuth experience. They
got the Zender's chicken, right?
They got that Zender's chicken, and really it's nice to have all of our U.S. players as well. It's great to have a huge representation with the United States, but also all the international players. Everyone is just outstanding players. It's really motivating and incredible to see.
Do you see this coming back here? What do you see for the future? Do you run any kind of adaptive golf program in addition to this kind of thing?
So we haven't run any program previously. We're definitely looking to host again. The group has been just incredible, and so it's been a lot of fun to be able to build that relationship, and we look to continue it in the future.
Tell us just a little bit about the Fortress Golf Course since we're here.
So we're an 18-hole championship golf course. We're a division of Zenders, so a lot of people are familiar with our restaurant and our hotel and our water park. It's nice because we're right downtown in Frankenmuth. A lot of people think we're way out of town, but we're right downtown, so it's nice. We host a lot of different events depending on what you're looking to do, if you're looking to compete, or if you're looking to just enjoy yourself on the golf course for relaxation.
Kyle, thanks for taking a couple minutes to talk to us, and really congratulations on having the National Adaptive Golf Championship here.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor. We look forward to it in the future again.
It was tournament director Tracy Raymond's idea to bring the World Adaptive Golf Tournament to Michigan, and he tells us how it came to pass and the importance of this event.
We're here at the Fortress Golf Club in Frankenmuth, Michigan for the National Adaptive Golf Championship. We're talking with tournament director Tracy Raymond. Tracy, this is quite an event you got going here.
Thanks. I really appreciate that. It's been a long process, and we've been working for 4 years to bring this championship to Frankenmuth and been planning for it for quite some time.
Where was it held last year?
It was in Texoma, Oklahoma last year, right on the Texas-Oklahoma border.
Did you have as big a crowd there, as big a field as you have this year?
No, I think we were 68 players or 70 players last year, and we may have had 4 countries represented.
Now, I also understand that in this, it's adaptive golf. It's not just amputee or they have limited use of a limb, but there's also other things like MS or some of the other issues that people deal with that would qualify them to be in this tournament.
Yeah, so this tournament is really the National Amputee Golf Association's 70th annual golf tournament. And so it was started in 1948 by some World War II veterans that had camaraderie and wanted to come play golf together. And so they created the National Amputee Golf Association before we had any Wounded Warriors or any other veteran golf things that are out there now. And this year we've decided, 4 years ago actually, I was in South Africa and playing in a disabled golf tournament, and they were like, why isn't the U.S. doing more to get golf in the Paralympics? Come home, met a few guys such as Mr. E.Q. Sylvester. We put a team together, created a group called the United States Adaptive Golf Alliance, USAGA, and so which is comprised, I'm sure he said, of 31 different disabled organizations from around the United States. And so not only do we have our National Amputee Golf Association where we have 3,000 to 5,000 members, but all the organizations together put us near 40,000 strong. So if we have a louder voice and our bid to make golf into a Paralympic sport. And so this year we have many different classifications. Some are, cerebral palsy, some are MS, some are multiple amputees, some are missing arms and legs, and but it's like a big family, we all support each other and look forward to seeing each other. And if you see a new guy, you welcome him in. And there's a thing we like to call what we do is golf therapy. And anybody, no matter what your disability is, you can come out and play golf, whether you're blind or missing a limb or in a wheelchair. We have players of so many different disabilities, and we like to maybe even say different abilities. With their challenges to come out and enjoy our wonderful game of golf.
One of the things I know you've adapted this year also is Jimmy Dowsett had the idea of the Everybody Tee, and I see that you're using that as well.
Yeah, Jimmy and I have been friends for quite some time, and we really have done a lot of things together, and he's just brilliant with a lot of things he does. And, he has MS, and, 5-6 years ago, he was much stronger, and today, it's taken a bit of a toll on his body. And so he's created the Everybody Tee where I don't think just players with MS, I think even beginners should be playing this tee where, if you're teeing off in par 5s, tee off in 350 where you have a chance to make a par. If you start making birdie regularly, we'll move you back. And par 4s are generally from like 200 and par 3s 120. And I just think that keeps the game fun. If it's fun, people are coming back. if you're having to play a 500-yard par 5 and you can only hit it 200 yards off the tee and your longest iron's 140, your par 5 for myself has really turned into a par 7 or 8, which is not really a par 4. A par 4 you should be on with driver between 5 and 8 iron is a typical par 4.
Correct.
And if that's not where you're playing from, you should just move up so you keep the game.
Well, we certainly applaud your efforts here with the National Adaptive Golf Tournament and the USAGA, and wish you all the luck going forward.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
In the interview with Mr. Raymond, we heard him talk about the Everybody Tee proposed by Jimmy D. Dowsett. This is a further take on the PGA of America's promotion to Play It Forward. Beginners and disabled golfers alike should play a tee more suitable to their ability, which will make the game more enjoyable for everyone. Another important aspect of this year's World Adaptive Golf Tournament was a visit from Beth Major of the USGA. Miss Major was gathering information for a USGA-sponsored adaptive golf tournament to be held beginning in 2021. With golf being added to the Rio de Janeiro Olympics in 2016, there's a hope that the 2020 Paralympics will include adaptive golf as an official event for those with disabilities. Many of the players in this year's World Adaptive Golf Tournament will be competing for spots on that team for the 2020 Paralympics, to be held in Japan. As you heard Mr. Sylvester say, there are 20 million individuals with disabilities that would love the opportunity to play a sport. Through tournaments like this and with the help of the 31 organizations that have joined the cause, the USAGA is reaching over 18,000 individuals with physical barriers that prevent them from participating in other sports. Golf can be therapy and is waiting with open arms for disabled athletes that want to compete and a chance to play. If you or someone you know would like to know more about the USAGA or adaptive golf, visit usaga.org. We applaud the great work being undertaken by Mr. Sylvester, Kyle Martin, Tracy Raymond, and the USAGA. This is a golfing event that should be repeated and duplicated in every state.